Well, I hope you enjoyed the very short time lapse of just building the lighthouse here. Since then I have made some alterations both off camera and in a stream that should be coming out shortly after this video, if all things go well. And I only made some small alterations on the stream. Nothing major. I did actually add a window on this side. If in the time lapse you'll actually see this side didn't actually have the window. Now it does. Both sides do. As for all this needs a quick explanation for a long period of problems. Generally, I was going to record all this in its production stage, was doing the wall. I lost the video for that. I was working on the gatehouse. I only recorded the old gatehouse, not this one, because this was a new gatehouse I built. And then when it came to the warehouse in Watchtower here, the video became corrupted when OBS crashed in the middle of recording it. Needless to say, this project has been plagued with problem after problem, and eventually I got replay mod. And that was its own learning experience. I was talking with FCD and Bold a bit about it, as they both use the replay mod a lot and they helped me a ton. So this is my medieval project, built with the Conquest mod. It's a beautiful mod. I do wish you check it out. And of course, do check out Fold and FCD. They did help a great deal with just getting me with replay and making this a bit more possible. So, when it comes to the lighthouse, as this was the focal point, I haven't really done any interior work in it. I've like plotted out how the interior might look, like floor wise. Nice brick flooring, simple staircase up, nice open area here, up again to another open area, got this ladder, storage, possibly more storage for the coal and that from the lighthouse. This would be a lift, a crane or whatever you want to call it. Terminology from the medieval times is pretty lackluster. There we've got a nice little balcony area up here, and then another one up here. And yes, you probably saw in the time lapse this did catch fire. I forgot to turn off fire tick. It is now off. We all make mistakes. Right, when it comes to this warehouse was pain to build. Diagonal buildings look amazing and look really realistic. They're just a real pain to build. But I did do a bit of an interior in here. Some barrels, some crates, some chests. I'll probably add some more to it. There's also like a pulley lift system up here. This is meant to be connected to a rope that goes across here, and use it to pull the crates and barrels up and get it on that upper balcony area if you want. Been working a bit over here. I was doing a bit of this on stream. We added these fortifications and this slope. Oh, this thing still gives me nightmares. But it turned out pretty good. Have the gatehouse, I'll check that out in a minute. But we'll go to the Watchtower. I did do a bit of work in the Watchtower. Added some lights just so it's lit up. Some windows. I guess you could use this as like arrow slits if needed. Oh, very cramped up here. And you can go all the way up and yep, you can watch the ships coming in from here into the north port. Got some defenses, some arrows, some spears. Also got a writing desk with a candle that could be lit up at night. And there's just a lantern on top of here, so it's also completely lit up. Yeah, writing desk for important messages. It's very basic. The actual design of this went through a lot of revision work. I added these vertical stairs and slabs and trapdoors just to try and improve the shaping of the building. We'll go to the gatehouse. There isn't actually much in the gatehouse. Got a little storage room in here. I forgot the name of this, but it's basically like a for keeping smugglers or people that have been caught trying to smuggle, I guess. So we do have an arrow slit here, and there is one on here. With the 4 colours up there. And do have a gate here. There is actually another arrow slit here. Over here, this I intend to be like the guardhouse, so it's where the guards would rest if they're not on duty patrolling this area or working in the gatehouse or patrolling the wall. They could relax here and all that. Do actually have an opening here. I actually haven't done anything in here. I haven't added a vaulted ceiling or anything. It's my plan to do so very soon, but not right now. This will be a stairwell up to the wall. Some more access. Do some arrow slits for this area. This will have arrows and other means of defending the gatehouse in here. Do have the portcullis system. I can't remember. I did get ideas for this, but I can't remember who it was from. It was on the Darwin Discord where I actually got the ideas from. I just saw it one day. I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's see if I can do something similar. Well, my own take on it. And I kind of like it. It works. It's really basic. When it comes to the actual portcullis of the other gatehouses, there'll probably be a lot more refined. This is really basic. Do actually have I do like these vault ceilings, but do actually have like a office area or study, or whatever you want to call it. I don't actually have a name for this, but basically that'll be for where the chief of the gatehouse be doing things, I guess. Well, it could be a storage room. I couldn't actually remember my intentions with that room. A lot of this I kind of built on the fly. Got another couple of arrow slits and another like store area. You get to the wall, get some like there'll be some more arrows and probably some weapons on racks here, stuff like that. Do have a latrine here. Yeah, you need one of those. Do actually have a spiral staircase, so you can actually go up here. Do have a nice window here. And get up on top of the roof of the gatehouse. Got the flag. This here will actually be a crane that's meant to bring up cargo from up here to the top. You can actually go up further, but I might remove this for an obvious reason. There is no space up here. I might just make this a roof. I'm not entirely sure just yet, but we'll see. But yeah, we do have a nice open area here. I again probably have some storage up here for weapons and all that. Do have the whatever. I think these are macerations or something. I can't actually remember. I'll have to do research on my terminology for the next video. I'd be more trying to just get the actual content of this video out. I haven't actually done the research for the terminologies of a window. And we do actually have another defensive area in here. Another vaulted ceiling. You'll see a lot of these in this god tower. Though this is on a single player world, so any I can access it. Murder holds. And when the close this down, they can like put a plank of wood over here so they can access those arrow slits. At least that's my idea on that. And this will probably be like the main storage for all the different weapons or materials this gatehouse needs. Again, more arrow slits. Generally when you look at this build, it's very defendable from the front, but almost completely useless from the back, and that's kind of my idea on these, is you don't want it to be defendable for the attackers. So if an attackers manage to siege this gatehouse, you don't want them to have the ability to use this gatehouse against you. So from this side, it's pretty useless as a gatehouse, other than you can let your own troops in, but you're not actually going to be able to really do much defending. Granted, yes, you can use this section here, but most of it is kind of just blank. I might changing that a bit so it's not as defendable as it is now. And obviously the walls on this side are pretty much just open, and this will not go into this tower. I was on and off about this, but generally if they capture this, I don't want them to be able to take over further ends of the old wall. So basically all you need to have access to is this area and maybe a fortification I have planned for over there, and obviously to the watchtowers. But you will have no access to this wall or to those towers. And these towers do have actually got some. This one actually has a decent sight line to the front there, and obviously over the wall. Generally, when you think about it, that roof area is not actually really useful in much regards as an attacking perspective, because you can't actually get a good line of sight to that wall, which I will be improving the fortifications on the top of that. and generally to actually attack on the street there will be buildings and all that in the way, so it's not going to really be much use when I think about it. But yeah, that's just my ideas of it. Got the end of the port here as well. These blue markers are for trains for the larger ships. Eventually I'll be putting in boats, which I think might be my next plan. So if going to be boats or just finishing up the docks here, or both, never know. And actually over here where I'm still planning a wall, I plan to have a prison fort. So there'll actually be a stronghold here for a prison. And further along I actually plan to make a river here for what I call the new wall. My ideas of this city is it's kind of two cities. There's the old city which was part of the old Delphinus reign, and when the colonists or siegers of the city found that they sieged the old city and built the new city among the old city. So when it comes to the old wall hitting the new wall, I'll probably do some blending between the two wall designs. I also try to make it partially like parts of this have been reconstructed, so like the middle here is the brick, like stone brick, so it looks like the middle has actually just been rebuilt compared to like the old wall. Eventually there'll be more variation in the pattern, like there'll be more plaster and cobblestone compared to the repetitive pattern here. I just copy and pasted. Well, that it is amazing. But yeah, it's a short one today because a lot of the time lapse stuff is missing, and generally I didn't have much to really talk about. There'll be a watchtower where that is, and yeah, I've got to do a bit of planning, a bit of probably finite work, and I'll get working on the boats, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.